and thank you everyone for sticking around. We have a short briefing now. Thank you for sticking around. Yeah, we have a short briefing now on the Internet Governance Forum.
Thank you.
I'm not sure if I'm on now. Okay. Thank you everyone for sticking around. We have a short briefing on the Internet Governance Forum, which is ongoing virtually on the topic of Internet for Human Resilience and Solidarity. And we have three speakers with us today. We'll start with Mr. Zhenmin, the UN Undersecretary General for Economic and Social Affairs, followed by Mr. Kwok from the Department of Economic and Social Affairs in New York, and Mr. Chengetai Masango from the Internet Governance Forum Secretariat in Geneva. So, Mr. Liu, you have the floor.
Thank you, Martina, for that introduction. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, friends and colleagues, good afternoon. Just this morning, the 15th annual meeting of the Internet Governance Forum was opened. President of the General Assembly, His Excellency Ambassador Volkan Bozkır, and President of the Economic Social Council, His Excellency Ambassador Moni Akrim, joined us at the opening session. I'm grateful to them for sharing their visions around the forum's theme, Internet for Human Resilience and Solidarity. Secretary General will address the IGF at his closing session next Tuesday. Because of COVID-19 pandemic, never in our history has the need for safe, inclusive digital environment been so evident, nor has the negative implications of digital divides been so clear. Many people are being left offline and left behind. From data governance, digital inclusion to building trust of the Internet and its environmental implications, this year's Internet Governance Forum will address the effects of the pandemic in our daily lives, including issues such as remote working, online learning, mobile health, and increased digitalization in societies. But the discussion will go beyond the COVID-19 response. It will look at ways to recover better, build resilience for the future Internet, and for sustainable development. In this regard, the high-level leaders track at the forum were centered around Internet governance in the age of uncertainty, which was just concluded this morning. Let me share a quick overview of the forum in the coming days. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this year's Internet Governance Forum is convened virtually by the United Nations. Of course, just supporting this session, but we had a strong partnership with the UN family. We have a rare record of over 5,000 participants registered online. They represent governments, private sector, civil society, and the Internet technical community, as well as many intergovernmental organizations. Over the next 7 days, before it closes on November 17th, with an address by the Secretary General, the forum will feature high-level leaders track, main sessions, open forums, and workshops. The multi-stakeholder advisory group of the IGF has spent many months for preparation and building stakeholder engagement, supported by the IGF Secretariat and the Department of Economic and Social Affairs. Tomorrow, there will be a parliamentary roundtable. We expect the participation of parliamentarians from over 50 countries to discuss the topic of building people's trust in the age of COVID-19 response and the role of parliamentarians in Internet governance. The Internet is now recognized as a global public good. It is an essential building block to support the decade of action to deliver the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. Indeed, Internet Governance Forum is well positioned to achieve these objectives and support digitalization in achieving SDGs. I thank you. Let me conclude by thanking my colleagues of the department, as well as for the Secretary of IGF for the preparation of this session. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Liu. Please pardon me as I share my screen. I believe you can see my slides here. As Under Secretary General Mr. Liu mentioned, the 15th annual meeting is happening now. We have more than 5,000 participants from 172 UN member states. In addition, we also expect many more to follow the live streaming through UN TV for all the high-level sessions, and also a dedicated IGF YouTube channel for all 200 sessions. Some context to the IGF, when the forum received its mandate 15 years ago in 2005, it was at a time when internet governance was one of the most controversial issues at the World Summit on the Information Society. Fast forward, today, some of these issues, such as data governance, digital inclusion, trust, and cybersecurity, the environmental implications, remain relevant, if not more relevant. It is therefore not surprising that the IGF has its mandate renewed twice by the General Assembly. This year, the IGF will be at the midpoint of its current 10-year mandates. The Secretary General Roadmap for Digital Cooperation that was issued earlier this year also guided the preparation of this forum. Supporting the Secretary General is the UN DESA, Department of Economy and Social Affairs. We also have a secretariat based in Geneva. The phase 1 took place last week, as you heard, under the overall theme of Internet for Human Resilience and Solidarity. It was a vibrant week of pre-meetings and events. The phase 2 that started today, this will include world-leading experts in the high-level leaders track around the theme of Internet governance in the age of uncertainty. And tomorrow we have a parliamentary roundtable, as you heard. Like many global conferences, the IGF is shifted online because of COVID-19. We face challenges, but at the same time, there's opportunity that we are able to engage the high-level participation, include digital ministers from many countries and also ministers in other sectors. In addition, from the UN system, we also have the heads of UN agencies, including the executive secretaries of UN Regional Commission of Asia and Africa, the heads of agencies from UN Women, the UN Environment Programme, UNCTAD, ITU, UNIDO, the USG for Disarmament Affairs, and also USG on the 75th anniversary and digital cooperation. I will now pass over to my colleague, Chengetai Masango, who leads the secretariat based in Geneva. Chengetai.
Thank you very much, Mr. Liu, and thank you very much, Wyman. As they have said, the IGF is a global multi-stakeholder platform that facilitates the discussion of public policy issues pertaining to the internet. What we seek to do is to get all stakeholders that are concerned with the internet together to discuss issues in a way that is that they do not hold back because they're in a negotiation stance or anything like that. So we don't make any decisions at the IGF, but we do have recommendations, best practices, etc. And we're more into the second order effects of that. As was noted, we do have these 5 stakeholder groups: government, intergovernmental organizations, civil society, technical community, and the private sector. Currently, we have 5,400 people that have been registered, and these are the percentages of each. So 17% government, 17% private sector, 16% technical community, and 9% intergovernmental organizations, and 41% is civil society, which is not surprising because civil society is the biggest stakeholder group, whichever way you look at it. Now, the four main issues are the four themes of the IGF is data, and we're data, environment, inclusion, and trust. Data, we're looking at things like personal data control, who controls your data. Right now, because of the COVID-19, we have contact tracing, and then there's all those issues around that. And environment, which is the first time we've had environment as a track in the Internet Governance Forum, looks at responsible consumption, data sharing, environmental data as well, because in order to deal with climate change, we have to have shared data to know what to do. Inclusion deals with getting those people who are not online in line, online, and also things like digital literacy, community networks, etc. And trust is mainly deals with things such as best practices of ensuring that there is trust on an island, on an online world. This includes security issues and the responsibilities of government, industries, and other stakeholders, including parliamentary, as you have heard that the parliamentary track is also dealing with trust issues. Apart from that, we do have the our youth track, because we do believe that the youth are the key to the future, and they have value and can contribute now as well as in the future. So we do have open consultations with the youth. We did hold a youth summit on the 5th of November, and we're going to continue to try and integrate the youth into the IGF, get them involved in the discussion of the issues so that they're better prepared now and also to be the leaders of tomorrow. One thing that I'd also like to mention is we have the national and regional initiatives, and we have over 130 national and regional initiatives. So we have the global IGF and we have country level IGFs, which are initiatives that are formed in a bottom-up manner, bottom-up multi-stakeholder manner. And there's regional, there's for the Africa region, Southern Africa region, North Africa region, European, Eastern European, Asia Pacific regions as well. And they discuss issues at their level. And we do believe that there is value that they can concentrate on issues that affect them and also bring those into the global discourse. For outputs, what we are concentrating on our outputs. We've had a lot of feedback that our outputs should be action-oriented. So this year, our outputs are going to be action-oriented with ideas for what next year the Internet Governance Forum should follow. We're going to have messages from parliamentarians, messages from the IGF youth. We can have a compendium of good practices of everything that has been discussed within the 200 or so sessions that we have in this IGF. We're going to distill that and compile them into a compendium of good practices. And we're also going to have voluntary commitments in an effort to have our leaders have some voluntary commitment that they're going to do for the next year, some action item that they're going to do for the next year in order to forward the aims and goals of the Internet Governance Forum, which is good policy instruments, inclusion, etc. I'll stop there and I will give it back to the spokesman. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the remarks. Now the floor is open for questions from the media, if there are any. Please put your questions in the chat so we can call on you. I'm not seeing any. I think the last one there is still from the previous session. If not, we just put the event website in the chat if you want to look there for more information, or reach out to us anytime and we can get you the experts to answer any questions. And this forum is ongoing until the 17th, and so we'll keep following it and providing updates as necessary. If no questions, I think we will close here and thank the speakers very much, and we will be in touch.
Thank you, Martina. Thank you very much. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.